In Stevenage, we've got a very large group of quite elderly, vulnerable Irish people. And this was set up about 3 years ago by a guy called Seamus McGarry, who has a lot of input into different Irish organisations around London, Luton and St Albans. And a group of people got together and decided that, you know, we needed to do something for the vulnerable Irish. We got quite a bit of money for the Irish government, so that was a great help in the beginning. Support from Stevenage Council as well. Today we're going on a trip. We have a mystery tour. Hopefully the weather will stay nice. We now have a membership of over 100 people, 127 I believe, but we can only have one coach today of 53. So it's been quite difficult trying to juggle it about. But like everything, people drop out at the last minute for different reasons. But I enjoy what I'm doing because when we get together for our afternoon teas, we've got particularly two elderly sisters, 96 and 98. One lives in Letchworth, one lives in Stevenage. And really that's the only time that they really get together. And we do get a lot of support from Stevenage Council on that, with a grant aid. But we've got quite a few good councillors on there that really do support us. In particular, an Irish councillor, David Cassan, who supports a lot of the projects that I'm involved in, including the furniture recycling. And with the council, we all work together, like, you know, in partnership if we can, to help each other.
My name's Colleen Murphy. I've worked for Stevenage Borough Council for around 10 years now. Initially came to work for the council to run a community centre, the Hideout. I was there for 2 years as part of the single regeneration programme. And then an opportunity came up to apply for community development role, so jumped at the chance. I've been doing this job now for 8 years. Still love it, still feel passionate about what we do. Today I'm going to talk about one of the projects that I work with, the Irish Network-Stevenage. First formed in 2007, and this was a group that came together from the Irish community who recognised there was a need to provide a support service for an ageing Irish population here in Stevenage. So a number of meetings initially took place here in Bedwell, and just to kind of brainstorm ideas as to what the Irish community felt was needed. So from that we set up a steering group with the support of Stevenage Community Voluntary Services. We put together some of the framework, constitution. My role has been very much working with the committee in terms of building the infrastructure and making us fit for purpose, really, so that when we apply for funding, the funders can see that we've seriously thought about what we want to do, what we want to achieve, and also that the management committee are in a position to manage the budget and deliver what they've set out to do. So we've been very fortunate in the fact that since we first came together, we've had some funding that's come in. Initial funding that we got was from the Stevenage Community Trust. That was just under £1,000, and that gave us a kickstart fund to bring the elderly Irish community together, put on a number of events where we could kind of talk to people informally, get the feel about what people wanted, what they were saying that there was a shortfall of in the town, and basically give us an idea of how we could perhaps fill that gap. Following that initial start-up, we then got some money from Hertfordshire Grassroots Fund, and that was to do a research project. So we employed an independent person to come in and work with us to investigate the real need in Stevenage for the Irish community. With those findings we put together a report, and then that went off with an application to the Irish government here in Stevenage, and we were successful in getting around 28,000 to employ a coordinator and hand over a lot of the tasks that I'd been working with to Lisa, who's our paid coordinator. That's enabled me then to step back and take a more kind of a strategic role and then help them plan the next stages. Couple of things that we've got in the pipeline, some really exciting projects. We've just heard from the Heritage Lottery Foundation that we've got 45,000 to deliver a heritage project for the Irish community in Stevenage. And again, that's going to involve employing somebody else to come in and do some specialist work with us. It's going to be a year-long programme, and it's going to involve working with the college, museum, several local schools. It's going to include working with sort of different age groups. Our focus has very much been on the elderly, but from now on in we're going to look at all of aspects of the Irish community. Once a quarter we put out a newsletter that goes out into the community, into the local churches, community centres. We've got a website that advertises what we do, what we're about. We encourage anybody that kind of can share our aims, that wants to get involved, to get in contact with us. Since we've had our paid employer Lisa, things will really kind of take off for us now, because her role is networking, getting out there, talking to the partners that can help us.
I've lived in Stevenage since 1956. I come over from Ireland. I was involved on the building trade in Stevenage New Town, built a lot of the houses. I then became involved with the Irish Network. It was an Irish association then, but now it's the Irish Network. It's changed its name. And we do get a lot of help from Stevenage Borough Council through the funding, and the community officers are very helpful in their roles. We've only got to ask them, and they seem to be able to produce results. So it's a very good relationship, and I can't take that away from Stevenage Borough Council. They are very good in that respect. All the work I've spoken about, I do as an unpaid volunteer, and I feel I'm giving something back to the community, as I've had a good life in Stevenage. Mainly the work we do here is for elderly people. It's the age range is kind of 50 upwards, which is, you're not supposed to call them old age pensioners now, that's taboo, but you've got to call them something. So the senior citizens, I suppose, and it's aimed mainly at that, but we are trying to bring youngsters in now, and we're doing some projects with youngsters in the schools, and that's been successful.
I'm secretary for the Irish Network. I joined when I retired because I didn't have time before that. I just enjoy meeting people, and I like doing the volunteering, so there's no stress really. I've been involved about 2 years now, and I really enjoy it. The secretarial work takes up a lot of time. Also my phone number is on the newsletter, so I get lots of questions of all kinds. So it's getting involved with people that way, getting to know people. I do the spreadsheets for the trips, and organise the Christmas lunch and that sort of thing, which I really enjoy doing. The coach takes 52, and we can't take wheelchairs now, so we're hoping to do something for people in wheelchairs, something different. We can take the 3-wheel walkers, those sort of things can be folded up and put in the boot, so it's nice for those people to get out.
My name's Lisa Graves, and I'm the project coordinator here at the Irish Network. The Irish Network's been going since 2007. I work closely with Colleen Murphy, who's the Community Development Officer for the Council, and I do lots of various projects. Our 4 main themes are heritage and culture, so we're looking to promote that within schools. Welfare for the elderly, so we're looking at various projects which the social side tend to concentrate on. Gaelic sports, I've been liaising with the schools, and we're looking to go into John Henry Newman in September with Gaelic football, so that's a real success story there. We've got about 150 members, and that's increasing daily. The Irish community is one of the biggest ethnic groups within the community of Stevenage, and it's bringing that culture and heritage back to the Irish within Stevenage. Colleen does both really. Colleen's excellent. She's that whenever I need her, she has fantastic ideas. She's really good at fundraising. She's very supportive, both for me in my job and both within the community. She's very passionate about what she does excellent work. Just couldn't praise Colleen enough, and the community development team within Stevenage Borough Council.